a group of best friends really putting Fenton now on the map.
Yeah, Fenton in the house. And Jordan, you got to talk to these four guys. They look like a bunch of good time guys about starting a new show on the History Channel.
It's a really cool idea. The group name, the brand, whatever you want to call it, the Greenway Outdoors. You got to get used to that name because they are trending in the right direction. Later this year, it's just a group of four guys. They created this unique show. It's extremely unique, starring on the History Channel. It's centered around outdoor conservation content, but it's in the form of that reality TV show style that everybody loves, so it appeals to a wide range. It's almost been a decade in the making, but after talking to these guys, they are ready to showcase all of their hard work. This is just a snippet of what viewers will get when they tune into the Greenway Outdoors, a brand new show shot, edited, written, and produced by four guys out of Fenton, Michigan.
The Greenway Outdoors TV show is distinctively different from the competition.
A typical show like this, a hunting and fishing show with an emphasis on conservation, typically takes a team of more than 50 people to get it done. TWGO gets it done from start to finish in this house that was built in the 1930s, made by these four gentlemen. No college degrees, all self-taught, all highly motivated.
I wake up every single day and think, wow, if we dedicate ourselves and work around the clock, then the world might be a different place in 100 years because we took care of our natural resources now. That's why I'm passionate about it.
Kyle Green hosts the show and is the executive producer. He says the brand launched 7 years ago and it's been a never-ending roller coaster until he was finally able to pitch the show to the History Channel.
Finally to get that call, finally to get that network that's interested and believes in what we're doing from a conservation standpoint and get to reach the masses with something that we believed in for so long.
So far, the company has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and bet on themselves over and over again, hoping for a chance.
I remember the first meeting we had with a few of the different networks. They said, we've said no to 650 outdoor shows. Why are you different?
What does make them different? Here's producer Ryan Parks.
It's become such a misunderstood activity and now sport where this used to be how people survive. This is what they needed to do to live, and that's a forgotten thing now. So we want to educate people on the purpose of hunting and fishing.
If you're looking at it, that just looks like white meat chicken that I got from the store. You want organic? This is organic right here. This is just the best you can get.
As Green says, the money that is spent on hunting and fishing licenses goes toward conservation and taking care of natural resources. Also, the outdoor recreation economy accounts for almost $500 billion. The show's launch includes one season of 10 episodes, all different concepts, but always with conservation in mind.
Okay, we're joined now in studio by the host of the show, Kyle Green, and the producer, also Ryan Parks. Thanks so much for being here with us today. I love how Chris described you guys as like a group of good time guys, because that's kind of the vibe you get. Tell us a little bit more about the show, and why is this different, do you think, than other reality shows on TV right now?
Sure. Well, number one, there's not a lot of reality shows running around hunting and fishing and including God in their messaging. But beyond that, we are just four best friends that developed this show together. And when you have like a traveling fraternity of best friends traveling the world, getting to meet all these exciting cultures and see how they cook food, how they harvest wild game, and getting to be a piece of that, it's awesome. But we also tie in the second most popular content with millennials and Generation Z, and that's cooking content. So we not only show you how to hunt and fish, but talk about the conservation messaging behind it, introduce you to these different cultures, these different peoples, these different way of preparing food. And then on top of that, we show you how to cook it and eat it in a beautiful studio kitchen. So you kind of get this A to Z thing, and in a way, I wouldn't say we're necessarily just a reality show, but we like to say we're like an educational reality show that happens to be about hunting and fishing.
I'd actually call you a variety show in the woods. You guys are doing everything out there. Ryan, why don't you kind of talk about the message of conservation? Sometimes people get confused when they see people hunting and fishing, and they're like, how's that conservation? Tell us about the overall message and how that fits in.
Yeah. So when you go and pay for your hunting or fishing license, that money that you spent on that license goes back into creating a better ecosystem for our wildlife. Or we also have the self-excise tax on all outdoor products. That money, that small portion of that tax goes back into helping the outdoors and our wildlife, and
it really helps out.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, that's what pays for everything. 60% of hunting and fishing licenses are sold to white males over the age of 55. And the problem is we need the next generation, millennials and Generation Z, to get into the outdoors to replace that demographic, because that funding, you like clean water, the Flint water crisis and those issues, that's being solved by the sale of duck hunting licenses right now, and nobody's talking about it.
And
Nobody
people
knows
don't
it.
know that.
Hunting, fishing equipment, all of that stuff is what pays for our national parks, our species sustainability efforts, our anti-poaching efforts. There's more white-tailed deer in North America than ever in recorded history today as we sit here in the studio, because hunters are participating, they're buying their licenses, and they're buying their equipment, and that's why there's more deer than ever before. If you want more animals, you need to have hunting and fishing and more people involved.
Yeah,
Sure do.
All right, and I was going to ask you really quickly, the History Channel not saying much about, kind of being secretive about when we can catch your show. Can you give us any insight?
I can tell you that it'll be in the beginning of the second half of this year.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Nice and vague. We like that. So stay tuned. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in today. We know you guys don't mind getting up early because that's when the good hunting and fishing is.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you dropping by.
Thank you.
All right.